Welcome to Raw Talks episode 2, where we tear down best marketing strategies and I call an industry expert to do the same. Today we have on the panel Sanchit Agarwal from Team Lease Digital and we are going to break down matrimony PPC ads. So before we begin, hit the subscribe button and do press the bell icon. And now let's begin. Hi everyone, today we have Sanchit Agarwal with me and first of all, welcome Sanchit to the Raw Talks episode 2 and thank you so much for accepting my invite.
Thanks, Raghav. I'm happy to hear, and thanks for inviting me to this podcast. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much. So Sanchit, my first question, what are we going to talk about today? Because PPC is such a huge landscape. So which specific industry are we basically targeting?
Raghav, as I've already told you, I've worked with multiple industries like auto, M&E, food tech, gaming. But in this COVID situation, there are businesses who are struggling to come across and get their user base back. One of such clients or industry I'll cover here is matrimony, or you can say marriage bureau kind of thing.
Right. So matrimony being the basic forte in this entire PPC oriented discussion, I would like you to clear one of my doubts. So people generally confuse the dating websites that we have on the internet and somewhere matrimony, because we all know that dating websites, when it comes about PPC, are the prohibited content, and
Correct.
it is mentioned in the Google Ads guidelines as well. So do you think, first of all, is advertising for matrimony a legitimate option when it talk about Google PPC ads?
Yeah, it is legitimate. So dating is like, okay, why Google prohibit dating apps or dating ads is because they're not authentic. When I say authentic, they are just time pass, to be very honest. So, but when we talk about matrimony, it's like we are connecting two people who have decided to stay with each other. So Google works on intent, and we all know the intent of search is powerful. Google search. So this is the reason why I'm going to talk about matrimony and why Google allows matrimony ads to be legitimate and totally valid on Google Ads.
Perfect. I think you have clarified the major doubt that everybody would be having when we are actually seeing this video. So my first question goes around the concept of when somebody is supposed to start with PPC, which type of network do you recommend first? Like, is it search for matrimony ads, display, YouTube? Should they have an application? Because I have seen the key players of matrimony have their own application.
All right. So, Raghav, this
yeah.
question is very tricky because until and unless you won't tell me what is your objective here, I can't tell you the network you should go for. But if we are talking about only branding first, since you're a new player, you want people to know about yourself. You want people to get aware of, okay, so for example, XYZ marriagebureau.com is a website, and people wants to know that this is something which exists in this world, in this online world. And so you should go for either display or YouTube, because impressions are the key players here when you talk about impression, when you talk about branding. When you talk like people come to your website and complete a specific objective or fill a lead form, then I'll suggest you to go for search specially, because intent of search is powerful. And I'm not saying that for branding you should stick with display and YouTube. You can also use search network for branding, because intent of search is powerful, and you know the Google automation and how the Google algorithm works, the complex algorithm in the world right now, I can say. If I talk about search only, then stick to the basics of search network. Like, find out what your user is querying when coming to Google search. Be it branding, be it conversion related, be it influence, whatever. So there is a funnel, IDA funnel, which we all talk about: awareness, influence, drive actions, and then finally acquisition.
Right.
So make sure that you are covering the right set of queries in your ads, and then tailoring your message to the users, content. Yeah.
Right. I think that you have given a lot of context over this question. You talked about sales funnel and talking about query and talking about
Yeah.
networks as well. So we'll take it one by one and let's start with the query thing because when a matrimony website is approaching for promoting, there are a lot of key terms, other segmentations that we talk about. For example, somebody can look out for the keyword targeting for specifically matrimony website, then specific to bride and groom,
Correct.
and specific to the second marriages thing is also one of the considerable point of areas. Then we have the how to or the W's and the H is how to when is the right time to get married and these are these
Hmm.
kind of questions. The
Hmm.
basically query strings out there. So I believe and I know that long tail keywords are more oriented as well and cheaper as well. But what would be your first workaround if you had to start ads for someone from scratch today?
Well, if you're starting from scratch, you should, do your research thorough. You should see what players are in the market. So like I'll give you a couple of examples. Bharat Matrimony, jeevansadishadi.com. These are the big fishes in the market. And if you're starting from scratch, you should not, you can compete with them, but not initially. You should think in the direction that, okay, first of all, I just want to be online. I just want people to uh, recognize my brand, that okay, I am here in the market, and I am one of the matrimony players. So do a thorough keyword analysis. Keyword planner tool is there to help those clients.
Right.
And there are two things. If you are funded, then you can go through a broad range of keywords. You can go with a broad segmentation of keyword queries. If you are not funded and you are just a self started organization, then I would suggest go with the long tail keywords plus a little bit generic keywords, just to make sure that your ads are being shown on the most generic query. Like for example, matrimony websites in India. I know the competition is high on this keyword, but since you are going to start, you have to bet on these keywords. So there are what 50 or hundreds of keywords which you should target in the first place, generic keywords. Rest, make sure that if you have a limited budget, you should start with long tail keywords, like looking for groom in XYZ community. This is a long tail keyword and must be a low competition.
Definitely. So this gives me a basic insight about the keyword segment out there. But we talked about search. What is the bidding strategy in that case? Because I have seen people claiming that this is the CPA that we are getting. There is a normal misconception that in the initial beginning, the startups start focusing on getting the CPA without even
Correct.
actually having the learning phase set up. My favorite strategy is target ROAS, but what is yours for specific matrimony segment? Although we
Yeah.
know that manual CPC is something that to begin with, but
Right.
how do you generally approach a setup?
So again, for startups, you should go with manual. Don't never go with target CPA or target ROAS, because you don't know what is your target CPA right now. You don't know what is your target ROAS right now.
Right.
Second, if you are well aware that okay, if I'll spend this much on marketing, I'll spend this much on offline marketing, I'll spend this much on salary of your employees. For example, I'm going to the very deep, segmentation. So you know what is your cost per acquisition you want to achieve from your ads. So use CPA, target CPA in that case. But to start from scratch, never go with target CPA unless your C-level managers ask you to do so. But I would never suggest to go either go with manual CPC, or there is one option, enhanced CPC, in which you can give you can provide a bid limit. At the same time, you will receive your ad will be shown once there are probabilities of conversion. So
like optimize for conversions, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that gives me a basic insight about the search network.
Right.
But the most CPC, the lowest CPC that we get in India is for the display network primarily. I would like to know your take on because display network is so huge.
Right.
It has AdSense, it has AdMob affiliations as well. So if given an option for remarketing, placements, custom affinity, or your workaround, any way you want to work around, what would be your preference to begin with, and which is the one that you have seen mostly working for the client?
So let me tell you, for matrimony, you cannot do personal advertising.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can go through the Google Ads policies, so you cannot remarket a specific set of users.
Okay.
You can go with a broad range of audiences like
Yeah.
affinity. You can go with topics of a website, but you can never do personal advertising. Like you cannot go for customer match. You cannot go for in market. You cannot go not go for custom affinity. You can go with a broader range of audiences with matrimony. Plus, adding to your question that display is huge. Yes, it is huge. So for a startup, I would suggest decide which placements you want your ads to show on first of all, because
Mhm.
you have a limited budget. You don't want to get your budget exhausted, and
Exactly.
display network give you low CPC, but the kind of leads you will get is is not quality.
Yeah.
Quality
So
will
you will
not be
be.
there. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You'll get low CPMs. Again, branding, you can use display for branding. Just go with CPM, say. And if you want to get selective, to be selective, just make sure that you are targeting the right set of placement. Like for example, if I talk about Times of India, if you
Mhm.
want to get highlighted on Times of India matrimony section, go for it. But again, you must have heard of DV360. So
Right.
Times of India and other big players like uh, pick anyone like Daily UK Magazine.com.
Mhm.
So they have
Mhm.
specific, deals or reserves placed on the DV360,
Yeah.
and they are very costly. So
Right.
it's your luck on these websites that your ad will be displayed. But again, yes, you can go for display network if you are looking for branding and with a low CPM model. Definitely.
So
I hope that
just for
answers your
the.
question.
Yeah, it
I
does.
know
It
I
absolutely does.
mixed too many things, but let me know.
So just for the clarification for the audience, DV360 is basically the programmatic side of View.
Right,
It basically is oriented to DSPs and SSPs, and
right,
it is another segment. It is not hardly or it is not oriented to AdWords. When we speak about DV360, it is a whole set of another platform for the key advertising players that
right.
have big pockets.
Right. Yeah.
I
You
would
need at
rather say.
least, okay. If I talk about in INR, you need at least 50 lakhs INR
Yeah,
in your pocket.
I would
So I
rather
would not
not.
suggest. I will
Yeah,
not even talk here. If you're talking about a startups, how to proceed with Google Ads,
yeah,
let's forget about DV360.
yeah. So, Sanjay, there is one common mistake that I have seen. Let me know your thoughts about this.
Yeah. Sure.
I have seen a common mistakes of people doing because everybody looks up to Jeevan Sathi and Matrimony and Bharat
Bharat
Matrimony.
Matrimony,
Yeah.
Shadi.com. Yeah.
Uh, so the common mistakes that I have seen marriage bureaus that who are trying to start up is that they pitch for matchmaking on their own website, but they do not own their own portals. So the way they do not have their own portals, they try to say that we'll make your matches, but they do not have any way of making people connect with each other on the portal, right, on the website. They just have a simple lead form, um, which actually gives them the data point, and then they at the back end loop in the person or get in touch with that person, and then have their other shortlisted. Everything goes back end, not how transparent jeevansati.com is. So is it a good practice to have a not properly aligned landing page to the purpose, or pitching something else that you're not doing, or
Definitely,
what?
it is not. I would not suggest it is as a is not as a good practice. I will
Yeah.
not call best. It is not a good practice even. As you know that in order to be your ads relevant to your to the
Mhm.
user, landing page must align to what user is looking for.
Right.
Now, when you talk about portal should be there, yes or no. Yes means if you are talking about a portal, then if you can afford a portal, then have an app. If you cannot, have a full-fledged website. Okay, once you land on Bharat Matrimony or Jeevan Sathi website, so
Mhm.
there are different sections. You can also go through your find your matches there by a community, by a religion, by a caste, via profession. So having a port having not having a portal is not a best practice. You should don't get your users land on a page, fill the form, and then they'll call you and connect. So the reason why these players exist in the market, because they provide security, they provide a better user interface. Suppose if I make a landing page and ask you to fill a form, and then I'll call them. Then I'm calling both the sides. Okay, this is a person, or this is a groom, this is a bride, and we'll connect you like on by this medium. So it will sound cheaper. It will not sound authentic or legitimate. I'll never go for such a portal, such a marriage bureau, because I won't believe them. Otherwise, in India, most of the marriages are happening in the way. Okay, so X person knows Y person, and then Y person will get connected to the Z person.
Right. I think that gives me a whole lot of scenario about matrimony website. Um, I would like to also tell you that there are certain marriage bureaus that are very low cost or not set up in a proper format of actually being a marriage bureau. Some people are doing it as a freelancing thing as well. Like they have this as a side income, or they have this as a side hustle. Um, I have seen call only ads or the call extension working primarily for the low business point of view. Um, because people who do not have a proper portal setup or do not even have deep pockets for having the portal set up, they generally go for promoting call only ads or call ads, and they have that everything set up through a assistance point of view, right? They will give each and every support on the ads via on the matrimony via phone call. So is it a feasible way of working around if you are able to generate leads, or this is not what you see long term?
This is not long term if you are talking if you want to be a big player online, because if you don't have a portal, you are running call only ads. So okay, I'll tell you one thing here. If the agents you are working with are reliable, like the mediator between the two parties, if you have 100 mediators in a city and you're running a portal, and those 100 mediators are authentic, they are not like घूस लेने वाले, simple, I'll call in a simple word, Indian terminology. So then you can go for call only ads, but you cannot expand with this business model throughout India or even in the north. So I'll tell you, you have heard of Jeevan Sadi, you have heard of Shadi, you have heard of Bharat Matrimony. So one of these clients don't run ads in southern region. They are only targeting northern audiences.
Thank you, Sanchit, for giving me the insight regarding how our matrimony websites approaching actually the Google Ads specific segmentations as well. So my concern would be, if today somebody wants to approach as a freelancer and provide their services to matrimony, do you have any advice for that particular person of what pitch sounds convincing, or what is the thing that you can immediately do to get that lead to be something that stays with you as a customer for longer returns? So immediate results thing would be, or what campaign would be the first one that to approach? Anything around that?
Well, in PPC, okay, so in my past 6 years of experience, immediate results are never there in PPC. But if you want to be effective across the Google search or across the World Wide Web, make sure you are tailoring your message right to the right audience, number one. Number two, make sure you are adding right set of keywords or targeting right query which user is searching. Like for freelancer, I would suggest just go for a lower funnel keyword. Like not looking for a groom, looking for a groom from this community. Sound more,
Right.
lower funnel. Second, I forgot to mention in the last question you have asked, the big players which I mentioned, Shadi.com, Jeevan Sathi, and Bharat Matrimony. So they have started, or not only these players, there are many players across the different verticals, like even travel, in gaming. They have started target, or even the beauty products as well. You must have seen ads, YouTube ads before a video in which the ad was running in a totally different language. So that is vernacular. Competition is low right now. Try to go for target local language people, because you can easily target metro cities by English keyword. But there is this niche audience but converting audience which is left here. So on the plate, local language keywords or local language ads will definitely gonna help. even freelancer, not go, like 1,000 keywords or 10 campaigns. Just go with one campaign, 25 to 30 keywords max, relevant keywords, lower funnel keywords, and it will solve the purpose.
The basic thing,
Again, this is experimental, because PPC is never like you'll get your results in one campaign. You have to keep experimenting.
Yeah, I love the way you explained about lower funnel, which you initially said about AIDA, AIDA.
Yes.
And then you also explained about testing, which is the great way to learn throughout the entire PPC process, right? One last question that I have, Sanchit, before we wind up this entire interview.
Sure.
A lot of people are coming into the industry of PPC. So there are two questions in this question. First, do you recommend, because Google Ads, some people say is getting automated, there is less scope of Google Ads now, or Google Ads will be automated and it will not be something for everybody. And second, do you recommend Google Ads certification for a beginner to must have in order to begin with the digital marketing industry?
101%. Because when I've started working in the digital marketing field, okay, let me tell you something about myself. I still have a couple of more minutes.
Yeah.
My graduation is from electrical engineering. And in 2014, when I got graduated, I was looking out for a job. I never wanted a government job from electrical sectors, just like other students used to. I come across this job opportunity of digital marketing executive in a startup, and I have researched about it. So I found that attractive, and definitely in an instant I thought, okay, this is the kind of job, or this is the kind of opportunity I should go for, because this is the future. Google Ads certification I've started with, and believe me, there are so many real scenarios questions which you will find out in that certification, even in your starting phase of your job. You're working with a client, you're working on campaigns, you're working on building strategy, you're working on theming those ad groups, you're working on, let's say, putting negatives, you're working on optimizing CPC, you're working on optimizing your CPA. So that certification will help you identify what are the things you should keep in your mind to make sure that you are going in the right direction. And as far as this Google Ads automation is concerned, so I'll say, okay, no one is gonna lose their job, and there is not like less opportunity in Google Ads, because you and I both have seen that Google is evolutionized a lot.
Yeah.
So even if Google will automate everything, people will still be there, and they need people to work on it, because machine can never be smarter than a human being. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sanchit, for this interactive, specific, insightful, and definitely resourceful for the audience interview, or rather the podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being my guest. It was a pleasure having you on Raw Talks episode 2.
Thanks for having me, Raghav.
And that was Sanchit Agarwal explaining about PPC matrimony ads. And I hope this video was insightful and resourceful. Do let me know in the comments which industry do you want this podcast to be all about. Do hit the subscribe button and bell icon, and I'll see you in the next video.